Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the J All Day channel. We talk about all sports all day long. The Sixers lost to the Knicks last night. Their season is over. That team's going to get blown up. So I want to look forward to something else in Philly sports. How about the Phillies, who have the most wins in Major League Baseball, only a half game behind the Braves, and that's only because they played 3 more games than the Braves and have some more losses in the loss column. This starting rotation has been unbelievable for the Phillies. Ranger Suarez, Zack Wheeler, Nola, Sanchez, and Spencer Turnbull have been amazing. Walker just came off an injury, so he's going to add a little bit of depth to that starting 5. This rotation has been unbelievable. Ranger Suarez was the pitcher of the month in Major League Baseball. He currently has the second best ERA in the National League, tied for the league lead in wins. If the season ended today, he would definitely be in consideration for that Cy Young Award. He's been unbelievable. He's going to get a huge deal. So in today's video, I want to talk about all Philly stuff. Can they keep up this momentum? This is one of the best starts they've had in 20 years. Can they keep the engine going? Last year, they started off really slow, and then they got hot towards the end of the year. Is this strong start by the Phillies sustainable? I think as long as they stay healthy, they can definitely win 90, maybe even 95 games. And if they get really hot, 100 wins is not out of the conversation. In today's video, we're going to break down the everyday lineup, see who's doing well, who might need to go to the bench, and we'll go over the starting rotation that's been absolutely dominating and some question marks in the bullpen. I think the bullpen is still an area of concern for the Phillies. It hasn't hurt them so far because the starting pitching has been so good. Let's get into it. The Phillies are currently in second place, 21-11, 10-6 at home, 11-5 on the road, plus 27 on the year, 149 runs scored, 122 runs against, 7-3 in their last 10. They have the most wins in Major League Baseball. The Braves are a close second. Without Spencer Strider, we'll see how the Braves pitch as the season continues to go on. Now, let's go on and break down some of these stats. Zack Wheeler has been extremely dominant. 42 innings pitched this year. Ranger Suarez a close second at 41. 1.91 ERA for Wheeler. 1.32 for Ranger Suarez. 3.20 for Nola. 1.67 for Turnbull. And 3.68 for Christopher Sanchez. Look at these whips, guys. All whips under 1, except for Nola, who's close, and Christopher Sanchez at 1.53. Average against, really good for Turnbull, 148. Suarez, 153. Wheeler, 174. If you can keep hitters on the opposing team batting under 200, you're going to win a lot of games at the major league level, guys. And then if we look at the bullpen, Jeff Hoffman, Matt Strahm have been the best out of the bullpen. Strahm's the lefty. Hoffman is one of the coach's favorite guys out of the bullpen. As you can see, he's got the most innings pitched coming out of the bullpen at 14. Ricardo Pinto's got 10 innings pitched too, but that ERA is super bloated, 10.97. We need to get some of these other guys going. Sir Anthony Dominguez has not been good. Jose Alvarado with that 4.26 ERA. He's a guy, big, strong, powerful lefty, but he's inconsistent, man. He has a lot of troubles throwing strikes consistently, so you can't rely on him at the end of games. He's not going to be a closer for me with all those walks. 12.2 innings pitched for Alvarado, 7 walks, 13 strikeouts. I don't love that ratio, man. 7 walks, 13 strikeouts, not my favorite. You look at Ranger Suarez, 5 walks to 40 strikeouts. Wheeler, 12 walks to 52 strikeouts. In the bullpen, man, you don't want to be walking guys, man. All these pitchers walk too many guys. Brogdon with 6 walks, Pinto 5 walks, Soto 6 walks, Marte 5 walks. This is not going to get it done in October. In my opinion, the Phillies at the trade deadline need to be very aggressive in the bullpen. Go get a closer. We saw it last year in the playoffs. The bullpen really struggled. The bats went cold towards the end, but the bullpen blew a lot of games. Craig Kimbrell blew 2 leads that could have had us beat Arizona and go on to the World Series. But Kimbrell is gone. He is pitching well this year, but man, we need to add a bona fide closer at the trade deadline and go for it. This team is built to win now, so we really have to be aggressive moving forward. We don't need to add a starting pitcher, but a top line guy in the bullpen, established setup man, or a bona fide closer is really going to put this team over the edge in terms of winning a World Series and getting back to the World Series. The amount of walks issued by the bullpen is really concerning, man. Really, really, really concerning. Every guy pretty much that's pitched over 10 innings, Brogdon only pitched 2 innings and had 6 walks. He's gone. But man, oh man, 7 walks in 12 innings, 5 walks in 12 innings, 5 walks in 10 innings, 6 walks in 9 innings. This is not going to get it done, guys. The starting rotation has been unbelievably elite. Exceptionally elite. But when we get to October, the bullpen needs to come through. Unless these guys are going to pitch 7, 8, 9 innings every single game, but you can't rely on that happening. We need to address the bullpen, in my opinion, moving forward. All right, let's talk about the everyday lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, Phillies fans, Trae Turner and Alec Bohm have been the hottest hitters for the Phillies so far. 45 hits for Turner, 42 for Alec Bohm. Tons of extra base hits, 22, 23, 29 extra base hits for those two guys. Alec Bohm's got 30 RBIs, which is crazy. Turner somehow only has 9 RBIs, which is kind of crazy. But he's got an 841 OPS, 455 slugging percentage, 336 average. I don't care if he drives in any runs. He's going to hit 336 with almost a 400 on-base percentage. I'll take that all day, every day. I wish he walked a little bit more, but he's been really good all year. He's playing better defense. He's also got 9 stolen bases. If he can get 20, 25, maybe even 30 stolen bases this year, that would be huge for the Phillies. 9 stolen bases in the first month. Hopefully he continues to stay aggressive on the base path. JT Realmuto has been okay. 704 OPS, 245 average, 14 ribbies, 5 home runs. Schwarber is the same guy every single year. He's going to bat around 200. He's going to mash between 40 and 50 home runs. I don't love him in the leadoff spot personally because for a guy that hits a lot of home runs, he doesn't have a lot of RBIs because he doesn't hit with a ton of guys on base all the time. I don't particularly love that. Brandon Marsh has been pretty good. He's kind of cooled off a little bit. That average is down to 266. He's still got an 811 OPS. I would like to start seeing him play every single day. Harper's been okay too. 233 average, 806 OPS. He needs to be a little bit better. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, 19 walks, which I love. Him and Schwarber both lead the team in walks with 19 and 21 respectively. But Harper's got to be better, man. He's talking about an extension and wanting all this extra money. You're batting 233 right now with an 800 OPS, only 6 home runs. I'm not extending you. You still got like 8 years left on the deal. I love Harper. Hopefully he will be a little bit better as the season moves forward and start to get back in that MVP type of caliber hitter that we all know he is. He's a really good player. I'm not worried about Bryce Harper at all. That average will be in the 265 to 285 range by the end of the year, all day, every day. He's probably going to hit 25 to 35 home runs, especially if he gets hot. A guy I am worried about is Nick Castellanos. I think he's got 2 years left on his deal, 118 at-bats, only 22 hits. He's batting 186, man. 500 OPS. At some point, the Philadelphia Phillies have to seriously consider moving Nick Castellanos to the bench. You can't have a guy in your everyday lineup batting 186. If he was driving in runs and getting some extra base hits, I wouldn't care. That OPS is only 504. That's not going to get it done. I give him another month. I'm going to give him May, maybe the first couple weeks of June to turn it around. If not, I'm going to let Whit Merrifield get some more at-bats. He hasn't really played that much. It's hard for a guy like Merrifield to be consistent at the plate. He's only got 46 at-bats in the first month and change. So that's not really going to get it done. Johan Rojas has been a surprise. 241, 637 OPS. That's serviceable for probably the best center fielder in Major League Baseball. His run-saved metrics are completely crazy. They're bonkers. He takes up so much ground in the outfield at Citizens Bank Park. He's really, really impressive to watch defensively, and he's really come around after a very slow start in the beginning. The Phillies let him play through it, and he's been a lot better. 20 hits, 5 extra base hits, only 6 RBI, 7 stolen bases. I like that. 6 walks. I would like to see him be a little more selective at the plate. Stop swinging at so many bad pitches, because that's what Castellanos does. He's such a guess hitter, man. Pitchers throw Castellanos those breaking balls that start on the outer half and then fall off the plate, and he swings and misses at them all the time. I would never throw Castellanos fastballs at all and just continue to get him out on those breaking pitches. He's a guess hitter. He guesses wrong a lot. So he's been struggling a lot. And Bryson Stott has also not had the best first month, but he's another guy I'm not really worried about. I think he's going to turn it around. 225 average, 682 OPS. That's considerably better than Nick Castellanos. Out of all the guys on the Phillies, and I like the Phillies bench this year. Merrifield, Sosa, Stubbs, Clemens, Pache. That's a solid bench in my opinion. These guys can come in, they can steal bags, they can play solid defense, they can have quality major league at bats, and that's what you need out of your bench. I love the bench. Sosa's been okay, Merrifield's been okay. Merrifield 239, Sosa 250, 768 OPS is pretty solid. I do think the Phillies at some point have to consider getting rid of Garrett Stubbs. They just need a little bit more out of that backup catcher position. Realmuto hasn't been great the last couple years, and I don't know if he's hit his ceiling as a player. Is this just who he is now? Is Realmuto's days of being an all-star and one of the best catchers in baseball over? We'll have to see how he does the rest of the year. But Garrett Stubbs batting 158 with a 396 OPS is horrendous. On base percentage of 238, the Phillies have to seriously consider bringing up a guy from AAA or letting somebody else be the backup catcher. Because Realmuto needs some days off. Maybe he'll be a little more productive with some days off. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think the Phillies have a chance at going back to another World Series this year? I definitely think they do. With the Braves losing Spencer Strider, we'll see how the Dodgers do. They always blow up in the playoffs for whatever reason. But I think the Dodgers and the Phillies and the Braves are the teams I'm watching in the National League to see who could potentially be representing the National League in the World Series this year. Don't forget, if you could please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to do a lot more Phillies videos now that the Sixers are done and we don't get football for another few months and the NFL draft is over. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thanks again. Peace!